Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I will be your cruise director on the Magical Mystery Tour. Today I have done a mini haul from Sephora. Got a bit of a problem, but stick around. Find out what's going on. First, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads, and if you like this video at the end, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's go see what's happening. So as I film this, it is the 25th of July. I've got 3 orders in place with Sephora. One yesterday, so not expecting anything with that. But I placed one on the 11th of July, so 14 days ago. It's still not here. I know they've asked for a couple of extra days because they're moving warehouse. Fine. But then they announced a sale. Please bear with us for the sale. Due to it, shipping will take longer. So my order I placed on the 18th, a week later, arrived yesterday. My order I placed 2 weeks ago is still not here. Not real happy about that. Really disappointed, to be honest. What did I get in the mini haul? Well, I got the new Patrick Tar shade in Just Enough, which is a really nice baby pink. If I can get that out. So she's baby pink. It's the lightest of the pinks. I also got the new Tartelette To Go eyeshadow palette. This looks really pretty. Look at that. I thought it was going to be a little bit pinker though, to be honest, but that's really subtle. I really like that. I also got the new Maracuja Juicy Shift. This is in the shade Self Starter, which is a pink. Like that's, can you see that? So, I don't know if I held this up. I also got the Makeup Forever face palette, which I have been wanting to get for a while and just haven't got around to it. So I might save that for another video. I've got a couple of things from the chemist to use, and I'll talk to you about everything else that I'm going to use as I go. But yeah, really disappointed, really disappointed in what's happening at Sephora at the moment. And I do know I am not the only one. There are people that have waited 20 odd days for their order. So what they were thinking in putting a big sale on when they're having warehouse issues is absolutely beyond me, because logistically that's just a nightmare. And if you already have a heap of orders that are running late, to then run a sale just means that it's going to snowball. I know from experience. I have a heap of stuff, also new stuff that I have purchased from the chemist, including I've purchased a heap of E.L.F. stuff, but that'll come up in videos as we go on. So let's start. I'm wanting to keep my base a bit lighter today, so I'm going to go in with the Maybelline 4-in-1 Glow, just because she's a much lighter, the viscosity of it, it's a lighter weight product that I really enjoy. Just using my fingers to blend that in. So, I'm feeling a bit tired today. I had an 11-hour day at work yesterday. I had site inspections where I work, where people come and check out the possibility of hiring our venue. I had 3 of them, along with hosting a dinner. So when you're on, it gets a little bit exhausting. I have the E.L.F.Putty colour correcting eyeshadow. It says to wear this under, it's not colour correcting eyeshadow at all, colour correcting eye brightener. It says to wear this and then put concealer over the top. So I'll go in with foundation first. For foundation, I'm using the Fenty Eaze Drops Blurring Tint. As I said, I want to go in a bit lighter. I use the shade 3 in this. This is a great product if you haven't tried it and you're looking for something a little bit lighter. So I'll go in with a brush and then I'll tap over it with a sponge in a minute. But this evens out your skin and just makes it look better. It's probably, I have the Blur Stick, I have the Luminous Foundation and the Pro Filter Foundation, and this is probably my favourite out of the 4, just because it's a really lightweight product, not too heavy, gives a bit more coverage than the Blur Stick. I actually might do a video comparing all 4 of them, just so that you can see, because Fenty's really an amazing brand as far as bases are concerned. So just going in and just evening that out. As I said, it's not a huge amount of coverage, but it is a nice amount of coverage. I'm not exactly sure where my concealer brush is at the moment. I might need a wash. So I'm just going to go in. Let's compare this. So I've been moving away from lightening, like doing a lot of brightening under my eyes at the moment, as far as using concealers that are a lot lighter, to be honest. But it's definitely brightened under my eyes. It's really creamy. I don't know if you can see, it's super, super creamy. How's that? Actually, you could just tap it in with your finger, to be honest. So it says to put this on and then to put your concealer over the top. Normally you think colour correcting that you're going to be going a vastly different colour, but eye brightening, colour correcting, I just have concerns that this will crease feeling it. So I could end up a hot mess by the end of the day. But after yesterday, I think I'm only going to do a half day today because I am absolutely pooped, to be honest. Right. I'm not sure how I feel about that at this point in time. Going in with the messiest concealer known to man, but she is good. Look at this wand. This is with it sitting upright. It's just a mess and it annoys me. This is the Natasha Denna. There's too much on there. The Natasha Denna High Gen, I think it is, concealer. I really need to think about trying to decant that into a pot or something, because that is a stupid amount of concealer under my eyes. It's way too much. I don't see anyone else having this issue. I don't know if mine is over full. It's just not good how it is sitting in there. And as you can see, this is a slightly peachy colour, so I feel like it's almost like we're going in reverse. But she is beautiful. I did the online quiz to match, and when it turned up I went, that is completely the wrong shade. There is an earlier video where I talk about that. Completely the wrong shade, but look, she's perfect. Okay, I've let that air dry down, and for under my eyes now I'm going in with the Home Beauty Sheer Empowder Duo. So if you haven't seen this, it is a translucent powder at the top here in the white, a true translucent, and then this is a radiant powder. You can use individually or swirl into it, but I'm using the translucent in my T-zone today. I love this. And let me tell you, if you are traveling, if you like to touch up, if you like using both a translucent and a pressed powder, bam, she is in one here. Couldn't ask for anything better. So using that around on my T-zone and then around the perimeter. I need to hunt out my brush that is there. going in with the radiance. That's a really soft radiance on the rest of the face. Just grabbing a smaller brush. I think my Home Beauty brush is waiting to be washed because they're great brushes. You can do that all around sort of the edges, or as I said, you can swirl into it. The good thing with this is, like you can see, I've been going in a little bit there. She's not cakey. She's not too powdery. This is a really nice light powder. She's real pretty. That being said, we are going to, even though I am not looking cakey, I do like to do a set at this point in time. And I've just opened a new Home Beauty setting spray. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. There we go. Ah, the smell of that. Hilary, please make a perfume. It's beautiful. And just drying that down now. Okay, so just have a look at my skin. My skin is skinning. My skin looks like I'm wearing nothing on there. Primer, foundation or skin tint, setting powder, concealers. It just looks like I've got amazing skin, and isn't that what we want from our products? Really is. Just want to show you my brows for a moment. I've just very quickly done one, not using anything new here. It's just the E.L.F. pencil, which is super quick. We are still working with quite short brows after having shaved them off accidentally. What an absolute toss pot I was. I won't do that again, let me tell you. But I've been, since I filmed the E.L.F. video, I've really fallen in love with this eyebrow pencil. It's a little bit waxy, which is not a bad thing, but just for the absolute sheer damn, I can do my eyebrows pretty darn quick with them. It's pigmented, it doesn't pull. I'm not trying to get little individual brush hairs. That's a bit of a difference. I'm just trying to do my brows. Also, I'm not trying to do anything that is trend-wise with my brows. I'm trying to keep my brows pretty close to what works for me. From Maybelline, I've got this coming up in a video soon. The Super Lock Gel Brow Glue. I'm really liking this as well for a chemist product. It doesn't set down hard. It does hold, but it feels sort of more waxy than something like the Got to Be Glued. Like this, yeah, as I said, it doesn't really set, but it does hold. Okay, so I have primed my eyes with my MAC paint pot, ready to do the rest of my face now. Going in first with the Too Faced Melting and Bronzing Stick in Chocolate Mousse. This, if you like orange, like orange flavoured chocolate, this is exactly what it smells like. Oh, it smells so good. She's super creamy. Like, it feels like chocolate mousse going on your face. It's the creamiest stick bronzer probably that I have used. She is, oh my god, I smell edible. And she's super blendable. It is just gosh, she's creamy. Just stamping now. Obviously, I use cream products over powder. As long as you use this motion, as long as you're not dragging, you're not going to disturb what's underneath. I do it all the time without any problems. If there is a problem going over powder with it, it tends to be the product. Funnily enough, not this technique. And I just think you get a better blend when you do this. I mean, look at that. She's blended gorgeous. She's making us, like I said, it's a sculpting bronzing stick. And that's exactly what I would call it, because it's sculpted me, but it's bronzed me. Like, it's a sculpting bronzing stick. Just going, I've probably used too much on my nose. I've definitely used too much on my nose. Look at it! Come on! Let's just fix that. Ridiculous. That's better. Just tap that out now to fix that mistake. Okay, going in now with the Patrick Tar. The trick with the Patrick Tar is a lot of people use cream and then set over the top with powders. Patrick is around the other way. You use your powder first and go in with the cream over the top to give it that glow. This, I have one other one which is a much darker shade, not in pinks though, more a reddy colour. There's 3 different Patrick Tar pink shades. This is the lightest, and this is the one that I thought would probably work with me easiest. I'm really not sure though. Part of me thinks that it might be the wrong undertone for me. Let's just see. What's this shade? Just enough. Let's hope it's just enough. As you can see, she's pigmented, but as are his blush products. I don't know if we're going to get his highlighter products at any time soon. Okay, the cream, you can go in with a beauty blender or you can go in with a dense sponge. I will try the dense sponge, the dense brush. I'll try the dense brush first. It is my preferred method. I'm thinking that might be really the wrong undertone for me. Go in with the brush, the sponge now on this side. You see that just adds a glow to it. I'm really torn over this. Sorry, it's still a little bit dark outside. Like I'm looking out the window and all I can see in the bushes there is my cat, who is part Norwegian forest cat, I've discovered. All I can see is his tail going. He hangs out just there before he comes inside. He doesn't go too far because he's not allowed outside when I am not home. It's a really nice glow. I'm really not sure about that undertone yet. But that's how you sort of layer them on top to get that glow. It doesn't look cakey. Continuing on with a Sephora product. Just because I've really been enjoying it. Going in with the Fenty Demi'Glow in Prosecco. This I really probably don't need there because she is glowy. She's not sparkly though. There is a difference, but by jeepers, I have a real glow from this product. And I have been loving it. Tart have brought out the Tartelette To Go palette, Amazonian clay. I have only one other, which is the Maracuja face palette. I've used it quite a few times. I'm wanting to fall in love with it. It still hasn't happened yet. I'm not sure what this formula is like compared to that, but it really is a beautiful colour story. So I'll read you out the shades, but I need to put my glasses on. So we have Treasure, which is this shimmer, Worth, Secret, Keepsake, Hidden, and Antique. I mean, they swatch really nice, have to say. I'm not going to use all 6 shades today. That would just be stupid. We'll see how we go. I won't, don't worry. So going in to this lightest matte. So 2 mattes and 4 shimmers. The mattes are perfect shades as far as this is great for a translucent, great for a one and done. And then the other matte is the dark brown. So we want to be able to have a couple of mattes to create this translucent and then a bit of depth to your eye. Okay, but yeah, I mean, the palette's just gorgeous. Doing the usual across, like above the crease, not the hood. If you haven't watched, I've said it before, if you haven't watched the eyeshadow one-on-one, which is one of the first videos that I did, please go back and take a look if you want to learn how to blend. Blend, blend, blend. That's really nice. I really like that. I think I like the formula. Well, no, I'll hold my opinion back until I've used more. Going into the darker now. That's not as dark as what I thought it was going to be. Ah, yeah, but you can build it, which is good to know. Because if you go in gently, you can see like the different, that's a bit deeper there. I'm just layering this and then we'll see how the blend goes. We may come back and rebuild on top of that. So just getting a clean brush now. I keep holding this up. Getting a clean brush now and just working little circular motions to start with. And then I'll just pull that forward. It's definitely diffusing the colour. Same on this side. And pull that forward. Now I could go back in and build that up a bit more depth. I don't want to today. What I will do is go back in with this first shade and just re-add it, because sometimes as you're buffing in a darker shade you can lose some of the first shade. So you want to go back in and bring that back. And then just add, I haven't put any more on this brush. Just using what is on to add a little bit more depth back to that. It's a really easy blend. Right, I have got, I'll do underneath my eye before I do the top. I have the E.L.F. No Budge, can't read it, No Budge retractable eyeliner. It's an angled eyeliner. Not being able to see well, I picked this up yesterday and tried to use it as a lip liner. Just going into my waterline with it to see. don't think it's designed to... It's build up colour there. It's not, it's a mid brown, I would say. Oh, that's it on my hand. I don't know how well it will stay on my waterline. While it says no budge, I think the no budge aspect is if it's used as an actual eyeliner, not as a waterline. It's okay. We'll see how we go. Okay, going into this darker shade again. And we will just line into our lash line. There is a little bit of creasing under my eye at the moment, as I can see it already. I was concerned about that from that E.L.F. product, but it will probably buff out. It'll certainly buff out when I smoke out underneath my eye to set it. But I reckon if I tap that, just don't know if the creases would stay away, just as an FYI. Okay, so going into that translucent transition, far out. Okay, a long day yesterday. Just buffing out underneath the eye. And what that'll do is soften that darker line and actually set underneath the eye in that area that is prone to creasing as we age. Now you can use, like, if you don't like to use eyeliner, well, I don't use eyeliner under my eye, I line with shadow. There's a difference. But if you don't like it to be darker, you don't have to use a darker. You can just use this sort of transition shade, or even you can go in with more of a flesh colour. But what it'll do is actually set anything underneath your eye and stop it from creasing. I'm going to go in with this antique shade. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the stuff. Look at that. That's a gorgeous shade. Okay, I'm already happy to say I prefer this over the Maracuja palette. They have brought out a really large, like their bigger eyeshadow palettes that they do for the 25th anniversary, and I'm actually tempted. I need to have another look at the colour story, because I've never, like I said, I've never had any of the palettes. I want to see some reviews on that one actually first before I think about getting it. And guess what? I'm using all the shades, because once I start to get excited, that's the end of me. Now, just working out which one I'm using. Okay, I thought about using that for the inner corner because that seems to be the brightest, but I think I'll use that because that's not quite as reflective. So, and I think I'm going to be right to do that. Oops. Again, using the finger. If you can't, if your nails are too long, use a flat brush and spray it with setting spray to get it to hold. Now, I'm just tapping over the joins there to create a bit of a blend. Which is what we want. And going in still with this shade and just bringing it up a little, clean off my brush, and going in, this is a slightly peachy, so it's slightly darker, but it's not quite as reflective, I don't think. And I just want that there in the inner corner. Just a little bit underneath, but I am going to go back in, clean that off on my dressing gown. You didn't see me do that. Going in with this shimmer on the end here. And just a little bit. So that didn't lead where I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be quite pinkish when I looked at the imagery of it. But it's really quite neutral. See? I mean, does it look a little bit pinker in the photo? Maybe. I thought that, looking at the photo, I thought it was going to be very similar to the Natasha Denona that's coming out. The Rose palette, Mini Rose. But I don't think it is. Speaking of which, there will be a midi rose. Don't know what I'm doing with that. Okay, lips. I need a liner. So I've got the Home Beauty Alignment Lip Liner in the shade Ellie. There are 6 different shades in this. That 3 pinky nudes, 3 neutral nudes, brownie nudes. Okay. I think I ate too much food last night. I've definitely got a headache. So that's, we're quite rosy there. Now this, I'm really nervous about this. I don't want to click it up too far, obviously. Oh, all right. Okay, we're good to go. I don't think this part of my face matches this part of my face. It's got a minty taste to it. She's juicy like the others. I think this is part of the 25th anniversary collection as well. Obviously, I've put it over a pink base with the lip liner. On its own, it would be sheerer still. And if you went for an intense pink lip liner, then the intensity of that would be greater. I also have here the E.L.F. version. I've got a few different versions, I think. I've got Tarte. Have I got MCO? No, I've got the NYX Duck Lips oil. And then this one from, this would actually go, just going to tone that down a bit. With this one. So that's brought it more to a rose now because this is a brown shade. Can I tell you, just really quickly, out of the Tarte, the NYX and the E.L.F., I've enjoyed the E.L.F. product most of all. And I think that will remain the same. E.L.F.'s doing really great things. I've just got to do mascara, so I'm going in with one more spray of the Home Beauty Golden Hour Glow. This is my last bottle I've just opened. I need to order more. Oh! Okay, so we are looking super glowy. Now, I've just got mascara. I went in to replenish my L'Oreal Panorama. But instead, because I've probably got a week or so, a few more wears out of it, but I know that she's nearly empty because I've been using it non-stop. But instead, I went and picked up the Maybelline, new Maybelline Firework. Now, I'm really nervous about this because I have been loving Maybelline and L'Oreal are my 2 favourite mascaras. brands for mascaras from the chemist. Both brands do amazing. This is another in the Lash Sensational range, which I'm a bit nervous because I came home and opened it and saw this brush. I'm not a lover of these teeny tiny little brushes, so let's see how we go. Is it going to surprise me? Am I going to end up with panda eyes? It's got a really good coat in. Some mascaras can be too wet. This is a wet, really wet feeling mascara. Some can feel too dry. And if you've used a dry mascara, you know what I mean. But I tend to like, bigger bristles on my wands. These type of wands I've not had huge success with, but I have got mascara over my lid there. We're going to let that dry down. It's, I don't know if you can see in there, there's a bit, I've just cleaned off my wand a little bit because there's a fair bit on the wand, hence ending up with it on my lid. It's definitely building. I think this runs the risk of getting clumpy. I feel like I need to run, which I'm going to do in a minute, a spoolie through. Right. Yeah, that's super wet. But it doesn't mean, oh shit, I just hit my lid. It doesn't mean I'll discount it. It just means a lot of mascaras I don't like immediately out of the tube, just because of this reason. It needs to have been exposed to air for a little bit to get it to the consistency that I like to work with. It's definitely thickened and lengthened, but I need this to dry down so I can scratch off what is on my lid at the moment. So what I'm going to go and do is go and get dressed for work, which will give this time to dry down, and come back and scratch it off, and we will have a quick chat. Okay, I am back. We've got, I don't know why I'm closing this out and doing this. We've got some mascara that's dried on my lid. Clean spoolie. This is what I used before. I have cleaned it off. Wait until your mascara has dried and just, have I got any here? Just scratch it off. That way you're not going to mess up your makeup. That's all come off. Perfect. If you can hear noises, my stomach is making all sorts of noises today, the joys of IBS. I really like this. It's not what I expected though, that's for sure. The E.L.F. under eye. We'll wait and see how that goes. I'll need to use that a few more times to have an opinion on it. The blush, now that my skin is warming up, I'm settling into it a bit more. It still might be slightly off on the undertone. My favourite product out of everything that I have used is, without a doubt, this Too Faced. This might be my favourite bronzing product so far this year. But I do have the Mario on its way, the new enhancing drops with the jewel applicator. I'm waiting for that. That is it, my friend. Like, this is a really nice day look. With the Tarte, yeah, I prefer this probably over the Maracuja face palette. It's not mind-blowing. There's probably stuff out there that you can achieve this look on, but it is really, really pretty. Yeah, I need to play with this more, probably use more of a pink. I need to pull out a pink eyeshadow palette to use this and get that cohesion across with everything that I thought that I was going to get with this. I did not. But she's just a nice look. So, the bronzing stick. Get the bronzing stick. If there is one thing I can tell you out of all of it, the bronzing stick. That is it, my friends. Until next time, don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends, come along, hang out, leave a message. I do try to answer every message that I get down below. I'm gonna go do some work now. Until next time, I'll keep you updated on what's happening with my other Sephora order that is 2 weeks and counting. Until next time, take care. Bye.